There we go. So I'm going to stand right for, hopefully you can see me okay. I should just be able to see my feet on the top of my hands, so that's okay. So we'll start off as always in a standing form called emptiness stance. And this is really, we can just slow down a little bit and let's get into this, into the groove of Qigong. So feet about shoulder width apart. Your feet nice and flat to the floor, so it's got a good connection with that earth energy. Not on the inner or the outer of the foot. Bend the knees slightly just to give a little bit of flexibility there. We can tuck our tailbones in just a little bit as well. And for this, for emptiness stance, you just move your arms just away from the torso. Fingers pointing down. Now the breathing technique is to breathe in through the nostrils, out through the mouth. And it's also just see if you can, so breathe in from a chest, but also from this area here, which is called the lower dantian, which is a area called the Sea of Qi, as they call it. So we get this stomach moving as we're breathing, and it just promotes the flow of Qi in our bodies, which brings good health, amongst other things. So again, emptiness stance, fingers pointing downwards. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. In through the nostrils. And out through the mouth. In through the nostrils. And out through the mouth. Relax the shoulders. And then we just create an inner smile, is what we say in Qigong. Make sure we're going to enjoy the forms, have a go at the best we can if we've not done Qigong before. It really doesn't matter if you make the odd mistake. We're just going to relax and see what happens. Just see what happens, like a child is curious when they first get out of bed in the morning. So that's emptiness stance, which we'll go into in between the moving forms. So the first moving form we're going to do is just the infinite. It's called infinity. Just going to remind us of our infinite nature. So we just bring our hands to the side, and then we're going to tip like a windmill, go to one side, one hand pointing upwards, this hand pointing downwards. And then we're going to inhale back to center, and then just exhale on the way down. Hold it there for a little bit. Inhale. And then exhale as we're coming down. And this time we're just going to keep that movement going. And we're going to make sure it's nice and fluid. And again, it's just to remind us of our infinite true nature, indicated by our hands pointing in totally different directions. One to the heavens and one to the earth. And just let our attention just to stay with the breathing and the movement. If we get distracted, just gently remind yourself to go back to the movement and the breathing. And again, only bend as far as that's comfortable for you. Don't do any straining. Not trying to push through anything. Just relaxing. And just looking for that stillness within us. We'll do a couple more. And this time, as we come up, hands to the side, bring our hands down. And what I like to do between forms is called a gathering of chi or peaceful chi. So just take a nice deep breath, come right above our heads, nice and slow. And then breathe out at the top and just let our hands slide down the body in front of us. And again, back in emptiness stance. Take a couple of deep breaths. And now we're going to go, this one's called Blessing the Land. It's got a nice rhythm to it. And it is what it says on the tin. We're going to bless the land. So blessing this session, hoping for this abundance to grow within us. So what we do here, we bring our hands, make a slight fist in front of the chest. And then as we go to one side, sway to the side, and then we release our fingers. Come to the other side, pull the hands together in a fist to the chest, and then we're just doing the same thing. So we're just swaying from side to side. Holding the fist to center, and then we're just going to bless the land in front of us. So we'll keep a nice rhythm. With this one at first, it's probably best just to breathe in nice and steadily the whole time, not particularly at a particular point. And just imagine bringing a blessing to the land. And the crops are going to grow abundant and healthy. And this can be reflected within us so that we are abundant. So the next time you come back to center, we're just going to go back the other way. So go to center. I'm just going to go back the other way. You probably find one way feels a little bit more natural. And again, if you do get distracted, perhaps a thought of I'm not doing it right, just gently bring your attention back to the movement. And the breathing. And just relax. Keeping the movement nice and smooth. And again, we're just looking for that stillness within us. The body is moving. But is there something about us that is quiet and still? And just noticing, just watching. So we'll do one more little circuit in front of us. And bring our hands to the chest. And slide down. And then we'll do another nice big gathering of chi. Again, back into emptiness stance. We can reset the legs. And then we'll go back briefly into emptiness stance. And this one we just make the legs perhaps a little bit farther apart. This is called rainbow dance. So we're just going to bring our hands to the side as if we're balancing on maybe a plate in both hands. But really what we're doing, imagine here, is there's going to be a rainbow balancing on each end of our hands. And it's going to arc above us. And I'm just going to not let this fall. So we take a breath in. And as we breathe out, we're just going to tip to one side, looking at the hand that's gone downwards. The side you've gone to, the leg is straight, and this leg becomes bent. And then you inhale upwards. And then we're just going to go gently to the other side. Inhale upwards, and then exhale on the way down. So this imagery is just to remind us that if we are the rainbow, then we must have that beauty of that rainbow within us too. So let go of any desires, or any wishing for a particular thing to happen. Just let yourself just be with emotion. Nothing to achieve. You're just going to do these movements and just notice how it makes you feel. Do a couple more to each side. This time when you come to center, again, we just turn the hands to a palm facing downwards. And again, lower the hands, and then we'll go into another gathering of chi above our heads. And back into emptiness stance. So the next, with legs slightly closer together with this one. This is called bouncing ball, and it's just a playful form. Helps with getting the balance right in our life and our coordination right. So it's a bit, I'll talk you through it anyway. So we're going to breathe in, lift the leg up. So we're going to mimic almost if we're puppets. So our right hand goes above the right thigh and draws it up as if it's on a string. And then we do the same to the other side, the left hand side. Breathing in and out. This can help to get that balance of energy. It's said that if we get the yin and yang energies in balance, in total balance, then we'll experience true peace. And that means balance in everything we do. Don't worry if occasionally you feel like you're losing your balance. It's just a bit of practice. We'll do a couple more to each side. Same as the leg comes down. Again, we'll go into a nice gathering of chi. And again, we can reset the legs. So I'm going to take a little drink. By all means, have a drink in between. It is surprising sometimes doing these slow actions that you do burn up a fair bit of energy, just get the chi flowing. So we're going to start some of the crane forms that I mentioned. So again, the crane in Qigong is seen as this graceful bird standing for fidelity and love and grace. So just holding on to those things and seeing if we can find that within us too, which it has to be there. If it's within the crane, it's within us too. So the crane stance is if you can see my feet, you bring your heels together, a bit like a ballet pose, I suppose. Not that I've ever done ballet, but I think it's something like this. And your feet are pointing out about 45 degrees. Don't worry if you can't. Again, some crane forms are done in a normal position. So don't worry again if you feel more comfortable in a normal stance. And all we're going to do with this stance, this is just called crane breathing. And all we're going to do, funnily enough, is lift our hands. So we'll start to breathe in as we lift our hands to the heart. As we get to the heart, palms still facing upwards, we're going to breathe out again. Bend the knees. However far you can bend them, it's not a competition, and to see how far you can bend. Then you're going to breathe in to the heart and out. Breathing in. Let the hands just fall down as you're breathing out. You can imagine that you're just cupping chi in your hands, and then you're allowing the chi just to flow through the body. Just get lost in the movement. So crane forms also relate to season of summer. And the organ that particularly related to is the heart. And the emotion, as you would expect, is love. So by doing these forms, we're hoping that more love, we love ourselves a bit more. And in turn, that'll just spread to other people too. And if you're practicing this on your own, if you want to do this for like a quarter of an hour, 20 minutes again, you don't have to stay with many forms. If you really like one particular for a day, just do this one form. Again, just moving as much as is comfortable for you. You may see on YouTube clips of people who can bend a little bit more than yourself. And that's fine for them, but it's also fine where you are, wherever you're at, with your flexibility. You can still feel the benefits of Qi and Qigong. So again, we'll do a couple more. So again, this time again, we'll do a nice big gathering of Qi again. Back into emptiness stance. So that was crane breathing. This next one is called crane showing its wings. And this one is more of a statement of, I'm okay, I'm fine just exactly as I am right now. So it's good for self-esteem. So just showing your wings, not in a prideful way, just in that self-confident way. So we'll go back into crane stance. And I'll talk you through this one. So what we do, we're breathing in, we bring our hands to make a little cross in front of the lower dantian. And then as we show the wings, whichever side you want to go to, we're just lifting the foot and pointing it in front of you, just with the big toes just gently resting with the heel up. And then we're going to breathe in. And then we go to the other side. Breathe in and breathe out. And we move. We'll just gracefully just keeping the movements nice and slow. Almost as if the air has become thicker and we have to move in this slow, graceful way. Again, don't worry it's another one that's good for balance and coordination. And like I said before, it's really good for self-esteem. Knowing that you are perfect as you are. Just as the self is perfect, so are you. Again, just relax into it. you get distracted again, just notice every little movement your body is making. Every little turn of the fingers, the movement of the feet, movement of the arms. We'll do a couple more to each side. So this time as we come back to middle, because our hands just going to go out to the side. And back into emptiness stance. So this next one, we normally do this in the emptiness stance with our legs apart. This is called crane spreads his wings. So we're going to reach upwards and spread our wings in both directions. So we start off with this one. Bring our hands, so we're breathing in and we're going into hugging a tree. And then as we're breathing in with our hands, we bring our hand to the chest on one side, back away from the chest. And then as it comes level with the other hand, one hand goes upwards and the other hand goes straight above. And then we're going to let that hand, arm, just float downwards. Just do that again. So hug a tree. Let your other hand come towards the chest with the palm, and just before it touches, it turns. And then as they come together again, we go upwards. So we get a nice rhythm going with this one. So you breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in as you go upwards and then out again. Again, just confirming the breathing. So we're breathing in and out as we settle back down. Breathing in. Breathing out as our hand goes back towards the other hand, and then again. If need be, just get the action right first and just let your body breathe when it needs to. And you'll find that it probably breathes at the right time. Oops. Again, just relax into the form and the movement. So again, we'll do a couple more to each side. Just one more to the left in my case. And then now we're just going to, again, another gathering of chi. And then back into emptiness stance. You can reset, have a drink if you need to. So the last crane form we're going to do tonight is called crane flying or flying crane. So we're going to go back into crane stance, heels touching, feet pointing at 45 degrees. And at various points, we're going to make a beak with our fingers and thumbs, which basically we're just going to wrap and try and get all 4 fingers to touch the thumb. So we're kind of wrapped like that, and that's what we just form with the fingers at a certain point in this form. So we'll go through this one again. So we bring our hands up and we make that beak. Then we're just going to flap our hands to the side, turn the elbows, and we get to this point, and then we're going to release the beak as we breathe in out. Let the hands come down. So we form the beak and breathe in. Flick our hands up and then breathe out and release the beak. Form the beak, breathe in. Again, breathe it in. Again, we're just bending our knees if we wish. And this is just encouraging ourselves to soar above the sky, just to show our true nature. Let it be seen. Even if people don't really know what's different about you, they might notice as we're on this path, something has changed within you. And this is just reminding you to show that true spirit and to soar gracefully. Burdened by beliefs and old opinions, old energies, just going to soar. As always, if you get distracted, just bring your attention back to the movement, as if it's the only thing that's important, just for a while. Just notice how it makes you feel. So again, we'll do a couple more. This time we'll lower the hands, and again, we'll do another round of peaceful chi. Back into emptiness stance. So we'll end this session with another form that's linked to summer and the heart. This is called hands to heart. In this one, you just breathe nice and deeply in and out, nice slow rate, not at a particular time. And we're just going to move our hands slowly to the side as we breathe in slowly. Gather the chi at the side, and then just bring it to the heart. And just lower the head as our hands rest on the heart. Pause there a few moments. Then we release and do the second one. Pull that fresh chi, fresher beliefs into the heart. Let's see if we can love ourselves just a little bit more. Be kind to ourselves. And again, we're just going to release for the last one. We're going to slide the hands down to the lower dantian. Okay, a couple of deep breaths. And then relax and release the hands. And release the stance. Hope you enjoyed that session. Thank you for joining me. And have a good rest of the day.